I like to lift weights a little bit. I've been, I don't like to use the term lucky because I think I'm ready for opportunities and then take advantage of those opportunities. But I've been lucky enough to train with, hang out with some of the best strength coaches, some of the best lifters, powerlifting, Highland Games, strongman, weightlifting, football, you name it, strength coaches and athletes in the world. Again, not luck, but being open, taking pieces, absorbing knowledge from everywhere we go, and trying to learn and master a craft. Just kind of touch on things that everybody else already spoke about a little bit. Building a routine. You know, if there's one thing you leave from here or take from here, I want you guys to think about this as a sport. Whether you want to compete or not, you can't rush strength, you can't rush success, and you can't rush progress. You have to purposely, with intention, put in time to get better. So, if you want to jump in the gym and just load up plates, pull it for singles all the time, absolutely fine, do you. But me, my style, my life, I'm hungry for progress. I want to get better at whatever I do. Shout out to this man behind the camera, all self-taught. He spends his time and knowledge and resources to get better at his craft. I like to do that with the barbell. If you like to do that as a chef with food, if you like to do that with music, if you like to do that with business, shout out to Nick Bear for having us all out here. You have my admiration. Because if you're focused and you don't try to rush, you can do insane things. Insane things. And you meet insane, awesome people along the way. So that's what this whole lifting weights is kind of about. There's no records that matter. There's no federations that matter. Who you're around. If you progress. You know, the most common question, probably everybody here, we got a lot of YouTubers and Instagram people in the world. Hey Mike, I'm 15, I benched 225, is that good? Well, if you bench 225 for the next decade, that sucks. If you bench 235 6 months from now, that's good, man. That's progress. And that's what we're here to do. So, building a routine, building on your past, building up to success. Deadlift's basic, like I said, we got a bunch of YouTubers, Instagrammers, all the information's been out there, but we'll kind of get basic and then maybe get into some more specific questions if you'd like. Deadlift, favorite exercise. Another common question, you choose one exercise to do the rest of your life. I think a lot of people would answer the deadlift. Using a lot of musculature, fairly technical, but still easy to progress and get good at. When you're setting up, we'll just go over conventional. There's kind of two styles, a sumo and conventional deadlift. I suggest that if you're new to deadlifts, or if you don't deadlift, that you should get into this. You should probably conventional for a couple years. Something of a hip hinge, I talked about it a little bit on the low bar, is a motor pattern that you need to know. You need to know to be healthy with your back. You need to know to lift things up. You need to know to be strong. I just think all humans, we spend all this time in school learning some basic math, but we got calculators. We don't learn our bodies. There's no fix to learn your body. There's no cheat code. We got to learn how to use our body. So learn how to hip hinge. So basics, walk up to the bar, build that routine. You can figure that out on your own. To start, we'll kind of chop our feet in half with the barbell when I'm looking down. Notice that it's your entire foot, not just the foot you see, if that makes sense. So if I'm looking down and I'm only focused on kind of my toes, that's cutting that in half is different than taking into account my heel. Hip width, that's a good place to start for your stance. Just feet underneath your hips. Typically, a narrower stance may be preferable down the road. You'll experiment, you'll figure it out as you learn. Jumping stance is another thing people talk about. So if you were to jump, try to dunk a ball. I'm gonna dunk on Nick Bear later. That's the stance I'm gonna use to deadlift, and that's the stance I'm gonna use to posterize him. From there, simple thing we're gonna do, we're just gonna bend over at the hips. That's where that hip hinge comes into place. So the people on the side here have a good view. Hopefully you guys watch somebody on YouTube or this video later. But what we're trying to do is not just bend my chest forward. I want to push my hips back. So that's a big difference. It sounds silly, but if this barbell is cutting my foot in half, I almost want it to cut my body in half. So chest forward is kind of like this. Hips back, it's a little bit more like this. Hopefully a visual. Oh, we'll turn sideways. What am I thinking? Barbells move, man. So for you guys, that's all right. We'll figure it out. Just don't crush my broken phone. So same idea. chest forward, not very good position. I need a hip hinge. So I want to push those hips back, straight down. From there, grip on a conventional is pretty basic too. We're just gonna go as close as we can without overlapping our knees. So I just like to go right on the outside of my hands. It's gonna do multiple things and we can get into details later, but it's just gonna allow us to lift more weight. From there, super simple. All these lifts, all we're trying to do is transfer power. From this case, it's gonna be from the ground through my body into the barbell, similar to a squat. I'm gonna transfer the power from the ground, I'm gonna push the ground away and into the barbell. Bench, you're pushing away from your body into that bench. So what I'm gonna try to do is control everything in between. If any of this is kind of loose, you hear the term, every powerlifter yells, get tight, get tight. Well, what does that mean? We just wanna control this and allow it not to move under load. So once I set up, this doesn't move, yeah? I talk about this a lot too, and people may be offended in here, but if you have really, really, really big erectors, which are these muscles running down the middle of your back, you're probably deadlifting wrong. Those things are made to hold us in place, not made to lift load. So, my man, Jorge, George, both, all of it, talked about kind of controlling that midline, how to breathe, how to brace, how to not overarch or overflex. That's the exact same thing we're gonna do here. We're gonna control this midline, and then we're just gonna stand up. Seems basic, basic in idea, complex in execution. That's powerlifting on the dot. So from there, I'm gonna bend over, I'm gonna take a breath, same exact words, kind of breathe, flex, try to get your body in a straight line. Think about kind of squishing a can. We want that can to just be there. We don't wanna bend the can, we don't wanna stomp the can, we don't wanna twist the can. We just want that can to be there. It's really hard. We got a soda somewhere? Let me steal that monster, my man. It's really hard to kind of break a can like this, right? Because it's a straight line, it's compact. We're trying to breathe like that. If I'm not gonna do it, there's soda in here, squish this, I could snap this thing super easy. Dude, analogies, you're welcome. Not bad, not bad, not bad. So, gonna bend over, I'm gonna kind of find that midline, squeeze. Last piece of that squeeze is our lats. These little wing things that I'm trying to grow for the last 10 years. Couple ways to flex those things. We're gonna cover our armpit with our shoulder, pulling that bar into us. Some of our bodybuilders, lat pull down, doing that action. Pulling our shoulders over our armpits. Another piece is trying to get my elbows, twisting that bar. I missed it because it was jamming over there in the bench, but I bet they talked about it a little bit. We're trying to get those elbows pointed behind my hips. So if you guys again can see, right now, shoulders exposed, lats aren't tight. I'm gonna pull these elbows, twist them back, flexing my lats, now cover my armpit with my shoulders, pull that bar into my body. Breathe, brace, flex lats. Last piece, simple. Get our hips lower than our shoulders. That's it. Tons of minute details. We're all built so differently. But if you're doing those basic steps, you're gonna have a decent pull, stay healthy. Again, you can't rush strength. So if you stay healthy, if you do things the right way, if you do what you should do, not what you can do. Oh, I could pull, Mike, I could pull 500, like, should you? Is that gonna progress you towards your goals? Or are you just trying to smash weights? Again, do you, but I'm chasing progress. So, big breath, kind of breathe in, just bend over the hips. I'm gonna try to flatten that back, flex my lats, drop my hips and pull, that's it. People talk about neck position. As long as you're not too extreme either way. Probably don't want to be looking way up. Probably don't want to be looking way down. As long as it doesn't affect our back or how our hips move, probably going to be okay. I've never seen anyone deadlift and then their head just fall off. You know? Neutral spine. Doesn't really happen. You know? I'm not saying it can't. This can get dangerous, but don't worry about the details. Worry about doing things the right way, progressing.